Hey everybody, ZachRans92 here, and I just finished watching Hey Arnold, the Jungle Movie. Now this will have some spoilers in it, so spoiler warning, if you don't want this movie spoiled, go watch it somehow, get it recorded, do whatever you can to watch this film. It is fantastic. All I could have to say is that if I can give ratings out of a 10, I would give it like a 9, 9.5 out of 10. It's so good. The animation quality is so amazing. It resembles so much of the original, but you can tell that like they've done so much detail into this movie. They aged about like a year, from what I remember. Pretty much it starts off about Arnold having a dream about him finding his parents. Wakes up in a little bit of like a small depression, and finds out that there's some type of like competition going on to go to San Lorenzo. So Arnold tries to say that, hey, I really would like to go San Lorenzo to find my parents. So, anyways, what happened next? I'm just kind of just in awe of this film right now. What was it? Oh yeah, Helga finds all these old videos that she has recorded of Arnold from the past events, how he helped everybody, and won the competition for him and his friends and his classmates to go to San Lorenzo. Thus a big adventure happens where this guy named, oh man, why did I forget his name? I honestly forget his name, but he was some type of guy who pretends to be the parents' friends, but he's actually his parents' friend who actually isn't his friend. It's some guy who is trying to get this golden heart to pretty much become very rich, and kind of uses Arnold to get this gold heart. Anyway, it doesn't really work out for him. The good guys win, yada yada. But at the very end, it does show that Arnold does find his parents. They are alive. They were in this kind of sleep state. Same with all the parents in the green-eyed people's like little, what's it called, village. All the parents, all the adults were asleep because some type of like weird sickness going around. Both their parents and Arnold's parents were asleep for like 9 years. Turns out that Helga, even though the original golden heart was lost by getting tossed down into like a river to be gone pretty much for good, Helga's locket was actually the key to help to revive the parents. It was such a neat moment, and in the moments of when that was all happening, once the parents were back alive, not alive but woken up, he noticed that Helga kind of was like sneaking away. He tried to catch up to her, and they one thing led to another, and they kissed. Helga and Arnold kind of become a, not official, but you could tell, like kind of like boyfriend and girlfriend thing at the very end of the movie. It was a really great movie. I'd say the only downside to this film is that they don't really show what happens when like the situation after the grandma, the grandpa, and Helga's mom and dad come to help them out. They help them out for a short time, and they start looking for him. Then it just kind of phases them out and finishes the story with Arnold and all of them. At the very end, it just shows that Arnold woke up. He thinks it's a dream, but actually it really did happen. That his parents are alive with him, and it was first day back to school, because at the very beginning it was pretty much summer vacation for them. Oh, this movie, I just can't recommend it enough. If you have not seen it yet, watch it, stop this video, go see it. As you can tell, I'm a bit of an Arnold fan. I have the whole TV series on DVD still from a couple years ago, and I recently unboxed the original movie. Such a good movie, such a good show. I'd say this new movie, it did so well. I personally think it was fantastic. I know I jumble my words a lot, but none of this is scripted. I don't write any of this. I don't really write any plans for my videos, really. The only time I did was quite some time ago, about a year ago. and it was a little bit awkward. But anyway, this is non-scripted. I'm not really good at describing how the movie went, but I did the best I could pretty much give out. There are some corny moments in the movie, for sure, but it's pretty much at the very, very end, and it was a very, very, really outstanding film. I really wish and hope that this movie does well for everyone else, everyone who loves this series from the 90s. I'm a 90s kid. I was born in a really early 90s. I was born okay, I guess everyone should now know. I'm born in 1992. Pretty much hence the name Zach Bernez 92. I grew up with Hey Arnold. Wasn't my favorite show when I was a kid, but it took me until a couple years ago for me to really appreciate the show. I might have liked it actually more than I thought. Let's see if I can get my phone to work. There we go. But anyway, I hope this movie comes to DVD as soon as possible. I want to get this movie added to my collection. I'd have to say, if they do anything like this again with the 90s classics, that would be amazing. They need to, I don't know, I'm kind of skeptical about anything else that they bring back, really. Hey Arnold was fantastic, but it was from the creators of the original. So I'm not really surprised it turned out fantastic. It stayed true to the 90s. The only updated thing they had was maybe cell phones. And that's pretty much all I can think of. There's really not too much high-tech stuff in this film, like selfies, all that kind of junk. I'm glad that they didn't actually add too many of that. I mean, there's the one girl who's always been self-centered. She's always had that kind of style to her, regardless of technology. But let's see. Phoebe, I believe, kisses Gerald in one scene of the film. They both blush. Let's see. What's another funny scene in the movie? I think... Oh, what was it? Oh, yeah. When Arnold and the gang were on their way to San Lorenzo for the first time at the beginning of the film, the grandpa was having was kind of so nervous, trying to tell him watch out for this, watch out for that, and the grandma was hilarious too. And at the very end, she kind of forgets who he was. I think she might be starting to show her old time. What was it called? Alzheimer's disease, because she forgot who Arnold was for a minute. Oh, fantastic film. I just can't get this movie out of my head. I honestly want to rewatch it. I did record it on my TV, so I can watch it pretty much any time until they release the DVD. Please, Nickelodeon, release this on DVD, special features, behind the scenes, all that kind of stuff, please. Blu-ray, DVD, don't care. I'm going to get it. Has to be a physical copy, though. Please. But words can't describe how amazing this movie was. I want to watch it over and over and over and over again. I really, really love this movie. Out of a 10, I would give it a 9.5 out of 10. There's some, that one instance where I said it just forgets that one scene at the very end. That was probably the only scene I didn't really care for in the film. Not scene that I didn't care for. I mean, I just wish they continued that part where they kind of meet them while this stuff was going on with Arnold and all that, and his parents. It was just such a classic style movie. It feels like you're back when you were younger watching Hey Arnold when it was new. This movie is just so fantastic. If it doesn't get any awards, I'd be really surprised. If they bring back Hey Arnold, I wouldn't care, as long as they did it as a style from the 90s and how they did it with this movie. Don't want too much modernized stuff into this film. I mean, not into the franchise at all. Because if they ever bring it back, I don't want that. Nickelodeon's been kind of going downhill for the longest time. Ninja Turtles was the last series I care for from them. Kung Fu Panda Legends of Awesomeness was awesome until they canceled that. But yes, let's see. Anything else am I forgetting? Seems like the voice cast was very close to the original. Not quite like the originals, but it's kind of hard, honestly. Most of them have returned, like Olga, Helga's sister. Her voice actor, or actress, seems like it returned because she sounds very, very similar to the way she did in the original series. Let's see. What else? See, the voice actor for the teacher, for Arnold's teacher, sounded very similar. Same thing with why am I forgetting his name? I'm just kind of blanking right now. But the bully, the character, I forgot his name. You guys are going to tell me in the comments below, but please tell it nicely. He was, I think his voice actor sounded the same as the original. Let's see. Oh, now I remember. That one guy's name is Eduardo. That's what it was from earlier. Eduardo's imposter helped Arnold out at the beginning and made that phony contest and all that. And then the real one at the very end showed up and helped Arnold and the gang out. This movie was dark too, though. It had like a lot of death scenes too. It had like a really, really surprisingly dark moments. But honestly, anyone who grew up with the show from the 1990s and / early 2000s would understand why the series is so great and why this movie is a great homage to it. And pretty much, I'm disappointed they originally canceled it, but definitely glad that they brought it back and revived this movie, because it was needed to finish off the series, and it's so good. Let's see. Yeah, no, I'm not sitting on a chair. That's kind of why I'm trying to get myself into this more. But there's really not much more I could say about this film. I think it's like, well, not really including commercials. I think this movie's about like an hour and 45 minutes. If you count commercials, then it's about 2 hours long. But tell me in the comments below what you guys and girls think of this video, what you think of Arnold the Jungle Movie. And if I were really great with special effects and all that kind of stuff like Pro Jared, PBG, and all these other amazing YouTubers, Chadtronic, I would do like a much more intense review if I could. But that's why my final rating for this is a 9.5 out of 10. It's just so fantastic. That was probably closest to Pro Jared I could get. See you guys next time, and God bless to all.